Hi, everybody. Technology is incredible. I hope you all agree. But let's face it, what we really want, all of us, is a piece of a good life. More money, more influence, and more time with the people that we love. What if I told you that there is a magic hack that can unlock all of that? It's not a magical Adderall pill, it's not artificial or super intelligence, but it is a mindset that anybody can adopt. Sam Altman, CEO of OpenAI, the non-profit for-profit organization that gave us ChatGPT, had an interview, and the reporter asked him, what is the most important and valuable skill today? And Sam paused and took his time, like any other tech billionaire do, and he said, prompt engineering. I'm just kidding. I literally saw your faces just go like, what? Nothing wrong with prompt engineering. It's a very valuable skill. Knowing how to talk with AI is valuable. But what Sam said was a bit more vague. He said, be more adaptable. Be more adaptable. But what does it even mean? And if it is a skill, can anybody learn it? And that's what keeps me at night, because diffusion of innovation theory tells us that it's only 13.5% of people are early adopters. Let me ask you guys, do you identify, no pronouns, do you identify as an early adopter? Guys, you are at TEDx. Okay, nice. You see, it's not innovators and inventors, and it's certainly not the people who adopt late. It is early adopters that reap all the benefits during industrial revolutions. But what doesn't get talked about, that it's actually early adopters that influence how the rest of the world uses new technology. Apple did not invent personal computers. Apple defined how we experience personal computing. I was not an early adopter. I got access to internet 16 years later than my peers. Today, I am an early adopter of AI. I studied architecture and I transitioned to big data analytics. I lost my job once. Thank you, pandemic, very much. But I created a new job for myself. I could not say one sentence coherently in front of a camera. Today, I reached 4 million people with my YouTube channel. You see, I was always wondering, why do I get addicted to change? Turns out that change, being excited about change, is a key of being early adopter. And for that, to get you be excited about change, let's change our mindset and perspective about our jobs and our role in society. Let's start seeing our jobs for what it is. And instead of asking why we do what we do, let's start questioning what is it that we actually do. You see, I overheard this conversation between my 3-year-old and kindergarten teacher. And kindergarten teacher simply asked, what does your mommy do? Mia, my daughter, as any 3-year-old would, just blurted it out. My mommy leaves me here and she goes to the office to make money. My mommy leaves me here. That hurt. But she wasn't wrong. That's what she sees. You see, kids are incredible at reasoning by first principles. They don't have yet all that fluff we adults add to make our jobs to have meaning. Let's be honest. 99% of us, our big why is to make money, to provide for people that we care about, to provide for people that we love. So that got me thinking, if kids would see you working with computers, what would they say? And maybe because I worked with data, anybody probably who worked with data would tell you that you start seeing the world through kind of metrics. I started thinking that when I work and make funny noises on this metal machine pressing buttons, there's really 5 things that we all do all day long. First, we look for data. 2, we create data, literally images, text, images, videos. Then we transform data. We edit images, videos, and text. We move data around, click, drag, and drop, or publish on YouTube videos. And the 5th one, we try to understand data. We analyze data. But do you know who else is really, really good at exactly all those 5 things? Artificial intelligence. We have this fundamental technology that every single day is getting better at what we do all day long. AI is to the digital world what electricity was to the physical. Let me explain. Factories were running on steam engines, but it was electricity that took production to the whole other level. Factories were operating independently. It was electricity that connected production and created new jobs like logistics. Yay. You see, history doesn't repeat, but it certainly rhymes. We forget that the first industrial revolution was built on the back of small children. Factories were all the hype. Factories were new. And it didn't matter if it's adult or a child. No one knew how to operate industrial machines. And mind you, industrial machines were not built for small little children. Yet, why did we hire children instead of adults? Children were cheaper. A child labor worker was 1/10 the price of an adult. Children were the competition. 50% of child factory workers were younger than 6 years old, starting their careers at the ripe age of 3. My daughter is 3. Due to horrible conditions and working 12 hours a day every single day, the average lifespan of these children was 23 years old. And it was a good thing that new technology came around and new machines replaced child workers. Children were not needed anymore by industry. You see, behind every change, what's hiding behind something that is messy and comfortable and challenging our humanity, sometimes what's hiding behind that is an opportunity. And I believe if we change how we talk about technology, if we change our perspective about technology, we could actually motivate and excite people to be more like early adopters. But the way we do that, to the point of previous speaker, is all wrong. Hey, use AI or you're going to lose your job. It's not AI that's going to take your job, it's that person. Fear-based motivation does nothing. We have self-determination theory. So let me share with you a research-backed methods that help us to get motivated, be better at embracing change, and being better at adopting new technologies. Self-determination theory is very well-established theory, and it says that it's not fear, and it's actually not even external motivators like money that drives motivation. It is self-motivation. And self-motivation can be fostered by three things. And that's what I want to go through explore that with you together. First is autonomy. And autonomy is all about choice. You see, we have a choice. Just because everyone else is posting AI-generated content and flooding social media doesn't mean that you have to do that too. There is a difference between efficiency and effectiveness. Efficiency is doing all the right things at the right time. Effectiveness is doing the right thing. Efficient way is mass producing of clothes. Effective way is creating art, creating couture fashion. And we know what happens with the mass production. The final result of that is noise and trash. Already before, we had content farms, outsource content production to influence elections. Today, those content farms are content factories, and it's not going to get better. So I want to remind to you that you have a choice. And generally, if you're doing your job and it involves evoking emotions, feelings in people, it's generally a good idea to involve a human that knows how to feel those emotions. Second one is competence. And competence is not about your skills. Competence is all about your belief in your ability to perform a task. And you see, we say to people that, oh, your skills are outdated. What we need to tell people that, hey, actually your skills is your unique domain expertise that could be applied in other domains. When I studied architecture, I was specialist. Today, I am proud generalist. And when I studied architecture, there was this book, Biomimicry, and biomimicry fascinates me to this day, because if we take an engineer sees the world through one filter, one color. But what if we take an engineer and put it in a room with a biologist? Poof. Now we get new perspective. The biologists and engineers' filters overlap to create new color. Today I see the world through astrophysics, architecture, painting, YouTube, content creation, data entrepreneurship, business. It is your unique domain expertise that is your superpower. So if you are a specialist today, try to see your profession, your skills through the perspective of your hobbies, of your peers. Try to see it maybe through your thinking partner like AI, and tap into any other profession. And the last one is the most important one, and it is all about people. It's called relatedness, and it means that when we are surrounded by other people, we are better at A, believing in our capabilities. You see, it took me some time to realize that it's not what you know, but it's who you know. It's not the right time and right place, but it's the right people that you meet. It's you guys in this audience meeting new people today. So find your peers, find the community. In the world increasingly more artificial, it's more important than ever that we find our humanity. Social media is not social anymore, it's media. Courses, guides, and tutorials get outdated the same day they come out. We need to move from static to dynamic, and that happens only with people tapping in real experiences. Surround yourself with people. I want to make something very uncomfortable for all of you. Could you look at your partner on your right, on the left? Could you for a second hold hands? Do it. And if you think your palms are sweaty, believe me, mine is worse. Nice. Oh my God, so sweet. Oh, nice. Oh, wow, guys. This. You see, in 1989, 2 million people, I love it, 2 million people joined together to hold hands and create a human chain called the Baltic Way. That was spanning 690 kilometers. That's, I think, around over 400 miles. This human chain was spanning through Lithuania, Latvia, and Estonia. Lithuania, the small little country with 3 million people I am from. You see, people that we stand together carry us forward. Industrial, national, personal revolutions, they are messy. They cost us money, they are expensive. But it is our responsibility as early adopters. It is our collective responsibility, not individual advantage. It is our responsibility how we shape how the rest of the people adapt technology. Look around you. Find that early adopter that will carry you through the change. And if there is none, adopt this mindset of change and be one. Take others by your hand. Be a better early adopter. Be who you needed when you began something. You see, for this, what I hope for the future is that our children, and that we teach our children, that our children are not going to spend their best years by computers trying to achieve their dreams, but they are going to spend those best years together with people and working alongside AI that is working inside our digital factories. That people together with artificial intelligence will form collective intelligence. And it is not, the future is not individual or artificial, it's collective. So be a better early adopter and inspire others to be one too. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.